So John, we in our last discussion we kind of set up the dynamics of being led daily by the Lord, and the Lord is our shepherd. This is a ancient sort of throughout the Bible. This is an image of God with His people, and His care of His people. And we talked about how the Lord needs to lead us out to the places where we need to feed and everything else. But really importantly, the way that sheep process food is through multiple stomachs. So their going out is just to sort of store it up, but they need to be brought into the sheepfold. He is the gate, he says, that needs to close, secure their safety so that in a safe, sort of caring environment, they can then process again or chew the cud or re-chew the food to actually get the nutrients that they need. So that distinction of needing a place with the Lord, a place of care, where you can really sort of process what you've heard or what you've been shown or what you've experienced, so that you're actually drawing from it what Jesus intends you to. Can you think of an example, just to try to help build some practical connections of how we can think about this in terms of our own lives? Can you think of a time in which the Lord's care for you was clearly that, or gave you, open up a space for you to process and kind of reflect on and ruminate on His Word or things He had been teaching you or showing you, and you knew that you had the place and the space to do that well?
Yeah. In the summer of 1979, I had graduated from Long Beach State. I was newly married by 6 months, and Kathy was pregnant, 3 months pregnant. And when I got out of school, my first job was at a software house, and I was a software engineer, junior engineer. And it was a different world for me. It was my first job. I was a little bit way over my head, but I really needed the job because they had agreed to cover the maternity benefits and stuff, and it was really key. And my major was actually in Greek and classical languages, and no one I was interested in working for were hiring Greek people, so Greek-speaking people. So this job was really important to me, but I had this overwhelming feeling because in college we took Fortran cards, computer cards, and fed them into a PDP-10 mini computer, and it cycled them out and spit out our program. And then for projects we wrote compilers. I wrote a compiler in Pascal, which was an obscure structured programming language.
I thought you were going to say an obscure French philosopher, but
yeah. But I didn't have any experience at software engineering in the real world, and so it was kind of okay, but it was kind of wasn't okay. I mean, the whole world was changing then. PCs were just introduced, and so people were calling these software houses, and they were wanting contracts with them. So I was put in these challenging situations. Somebody would call and say, "Hey, we need a programmer over here. Can you send one over?" And this company, Panatech in Orange, California, would say, "Yeah, we got one." And
here he is.
There he is. They'd send you over, and you'd they'd just these insane things they wanted to do, and so you learn to never show fear, because you go back to the main house, and they'd go, "Okay, well, we can design that," and they get 5 or 6 people in a room, and they design it, and then you'd go and implement it, But it was still like every day was like, I can't believe I'm doing this, and it's overwhelming. So what I would do is I would go at lunch. Lunch was at 12 o'clock every day, and I would take my brown paper bag lunch, which Kathy had packed, and I'd jump in this little yellow Dodge Colt, which originally belonged to Kathy and then belonged to us by community property. And I'd drive a couple streets over from this place, and I'd park under a tree, and I'd turn on this radio station, KFRN. And this radio station, at noon, they read scripture for half an hour. King James English, no intonations,
wow,
no music, like King Ahaz
Yeah.
reigned for 12 years, and then the seas raised up. And there's no da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
It was just like this monotone.
Oh no.
And I would sit there, eat my lunch, and listen to the scriptures, and the Lord would just bless that time. I would sit there, and He would show me things about what I had heard that I was confused about. He would give me insights into what to do next with the projects I was working on, and it became such a source of strength. I couldn't wait till I got home. I mean, I couldn't wait till the end of the day and go, wow, this was a tough day. I did this and did that. And so I looked at it like a special provision. It was the Lord's way of saying, just because you're away from home doesn't mean I can't give you a place. And, I wasn't driving or anything. And, and it was kind of off to the side. It was in the shade. And the scriptures weren't really a distraction. They really kind of drew me in and set that place of mind where I could hear from the Lord. And I'm convinced I could not have done the challenges of that job. I ended up working, 5 years as a software engineer at the time. Got sent on incredibly challenging projects. And always at lunchtime, it was a time to spend with the Lord, and specifically sorting out of, Lord, did I handle this well? Or, man, I really blew that, right? And just ruminating, doing that digestion of, I would get frustrated at people, and and it was all types of people. I mean, these were smokers and whiskey drinkers and womenizers, and I mean, it was just the whole world was there working, and I was pretty judgmental for if I saw these people in church, I might say something to them. What are you doing? But on the job, it was like, no way, man. I'm the one that doesn't belong here.
Right.
And so I had a really good attitude. And I think I will always be grateful for the Lord's care and giving me that care at that time.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it.